90 seconds. That's how long you have when your car hits the water before you're completely submerged. Your seatbelt's jammed, the doors won't open. And right now, most of you have absolutely nothing in your car that could save you. In a worst-case scenario, your car can become a trap. But what I'm about to show you changes that. 17 survival tools that are legally available right now. Check your local regulations. But as of today, these are all available on Amazon. Number 1. It's probably the most important thing you'll ever clip to your keys. Let's get into it. Quick heads up. These are serious survival tools, not toys. We use the word lethal because they're designed to defeat lethal threats like fire, entrapment, and physical attack. Always follow your local laws and use them responsibly. Let's get to number 17. Sun visor mounted glass breaker and seatbelt cutter. Number 17 clips onto your sun visor. Spring-loaded tungsten carbide tip on one end, razor blade on the other. Your car flips. You're hanging upside down. Seatbelts crushing your chest. Smoke's filling the cabin. This tool is 6 inches from your face. No digging. No searching. Cut the belt. Punch the window. It shatters tempered glass into salt-sized grains in 0.2 seconds. You're out before panic sets in. Legal everywhere. This is the bare minimum. Booster cables. Number 16 sounds boring until you're stranded in the wrong place. Heavy-duty booster cables. 4-gauge copper core. Industrial clamps. Dead battery in rural Montana. January. -20 degrees. No cell service. 15 miles to town. Night's coming. Those cables aren't saving you from inconvenience. They're saving you from hypothermia. From becoming immobilized in conditions that become dangerous in under an hour. Completely legal. If you don't have a set rated for your vehicle's CCA, you're taking unnecessary risks. Compact vehicle first aid and trauma kit. Number 15 isn't the drugstore version. Real trauma kit. Israeli bandages. Cat tourniquets. Chest seals. Combat gauze with hemostatic agents. You witness a highway accident. Severed femoral artery. Blood spraying at 120/80 systolic. 3 minutes before cardiac arrest. That tourniquet from your trunk stops the bleed. That person lives. These are built for battlefield medicine. When arterial damage occurs, nothing else works. Legal to own. No training required to purchase. When seconds count, this is everything. Heavy-duty tire traction mats. Number 14 gets you unstuck when immobility becomes dangerous. Tire traction mats. Reinforced polypropylene. Cleated surface, rated for 4 tons. Wrong turn onto soft sand. Your tires spin. You sink. No cell signal. Temperatures dropping to negative digits. No traffic for days. These mats deliver traction coefficient where there is none. You drive out of situations that lead to exposure and dehydration. Legal everywhere. Critical if you ever leave pavement. If you think some of these seem extreme, wait until you see number 4. It's the one item on this list that law enforcement officers actually buy for themselves off-duty. High-lumen tactical flashlight. Number 13 weaponizes light for survival and defense. 1400 lumens. Cree LED. Strobe function at 18 Hz. Aircraft aluminum body. You break down on a dark highway. Cars flying past at 70. That strobe creates a visible warning zone at 400 meters. You change your tire without getting hit. Or someone's following you in a parking garage. You pivot. 1400 lumens directly to the retinas. Instant flash blindness for 8 to 12 seconds. They can't see you. Can't pursue. You escape. Light disorients. Light reveals. Light signals. Completely legal. Devastatingly effective in trained or untrained hands. Reflective safety triangles. Number 12 prevents secondary impact collisions. 3-dot rated reflective warning markers. Fluorescent orange with prismatic tape. Broken down on a highway shoulder. Night. Low visibility. Fast traffic. You deploy these at 50-foot intervals behind your vehicle. They reflect headlights from 300 yards out. Drivers have time to brake, to merge, to avoid turning your disabled car into a multi-vehicle collision scene. Secondary collisions cause hundreds of fatalities annually. These triangles create a buffer zone that protects lives. Required by law for commercial vehicles, should be standard in every trunk. Emergency fire blanket. Number 11. Smothers combustion before it reaches critical mass. Vehicle-rated fire blanket. Woven fiberglass. Rated to 1000 degrees Fahrenheit. Quick-release wall mount. Your engine catches fire, flames climbing toward the fuel lines. Seconds before catastrophic failure. You deploy the blanket over the engine bay. Oxygen starved. Fire dies. Or someone's clothing ignites from spilled gasoline. You wrap them. Cut the oxygen. Flames extinguish before third-degree burns cover their torso. Works on Class A, B, and C fires. Electrical, chemical, petroleum. Reusable. Never expires. Totally legal. Criminally underused. Vehicle rated ABC fire extinguisher. Number 10. Stops thermal runaway. 5-pound ABC fire extinguisher. Monoammonium phosphate. Vehicle mounted bracket. Pressure gauge. Car fires accelerate exponentially. Upholstery ignites at 400 degrees. Dashboard plastics melt. And off-gas toxins. You've got 90 to 120 seconds from ignition to full cabin involvement. First on scene at an accident. Driver unconscious. Smoke pouring from the engine. You discharge the extinguisher, knock down the flames, extract them before the fuel system ruptures. Fire doesn't negotiate. This gives you a fighting chance. Legal in all 50 states. Costs less than a tank of premium. Lasts 5 years. Essential equipment. Bear spray. Number 9. Delivers incapacitating chemical deterrents at range. Bear spray. 2% capsaicinoid concentration. Pressurized stream to 30 feet. EPA registered for wildlife defense. Face-to-face with a charging grizzly. 600 pounds. 30 miles per hour. You deploy at 20 feet. The capsaicin hits its mucous membranes. Immediate respiratory distress. Temporary blindness. It retreats. Now here's what makes this controversial. It's formulated for animals. But it's significantly more potent than civilian pepper spray designed for humans. Some people carry it for exactly that reason. Legal for wildlife defense nationwide. Using it on a person carries legal consequences depending on jurisdiction and circumstance. Know your local laws. It stops apex predators mid-charge. The stopping power is undeniable. The next item is so small, you'll forget it's there, until the moment it becomes the only thing between you and being trapped in your own vehicle. Heart alarm charm. Number 8 generates 130 decibels of attention. Personal safety alarm. Piezoelectric siren. Pull pin activation. Keychain mount. Someone shadowing you to your car. Closing distance. You don't want physical confrontation. You pull the pin. The alarm shrieks. 130 decibels. Louder than a jackhammer at 3 feet. Every head within 2 blocks turns. Your attacker bolts. Predators require isolation and silence. This device obliterates both variables. Or you're injured after an accident. Immobilized. Can't yell anymore. Pull the pin. Let the alarm scream for you. Completely legal everywhere. Fits on a keychain. Works when your voice doesn't. Tactical pen. Number 7 is a self-defense tool disguised as a writing instrument. Machined aluminum. Tungsten carbide glass breaker tip. Weighted for strikes. TSA compliant for checked baggage. Someone breaches your window. Reaches inside. You've got this pen in your hand. You carry it daily. You strike. The hardened tip concentrates force into 0.02 square inches. Wrists. Collarbones. Pressure points. Anywhere you connect causes immediate pain and forces retreat. Attacker recoils. You drive away. Or you're submerged. Seatbelts cut. Window won't yield to your fists. You strike the corner with the carbide tip. Glass fractures. You're out. Force multiplier. Doesn't register as a weapon. Legal to carry in most jurisdictions. No permit required in most areas. Check your local regulations. Highly effective. Nitecore VCL-10, all-in-one vehicle emergency tool. Number 6 consolidates 4 survival functions into one unit. The Nitecore VCL-10. Glass breaker. Seatbelt cutter. 200 lumen floodlight. Red hazard strobe. Magnetic base. USB rechargeable. Nighttime breakdown on a blind curve. You mount this to your roof. Magnetic base holds. Red strobe pulses at 2 Hz. Visible for 1.2 miles. Drivers see you before entering the turn. Meanwhile, you're using the floodlight to diagnose the problem or change a tire. Or your car's inverted in a ditch. You use the glass breaker. Shatter the window. Cut your seatbelt. Activate the strobe. So search and rescue acquires your position. Rechargeable lithium cell. IP65 water resistance. Built for the absolute worst scenarios. Legal everywhere. If you buy one multi-tool, make it this. The top 5 are where things get serious. Number 4 is what cops carry when they're off duty and can't access their duty gear. And number 1 has verifiably saved hundreds of lives. Sabre Red Pepper Gel. Top 5. Number 5 is gel-based chemical defense. Sabre Red Pepper Gel. Major capsaicinoids at 0.6 to 7%. Gel viscosity prevents blowback. Targeted stream to 12 feet. Someone attempts a carjacking. Approaches your window with clear intent. You've got this gel in your center console. You deploy through the cracked window. The gel adheres to their face. Immediate effects: respiratory distress, mucous membrane inflammation, temporary blindness for 20 to 45 minutes. They're incapacitated. You drive away. Gel doesn't atomize, won't blow back in wind. Sticks to the target. Legal in all 50 states for self-defense. Some municipalities have specific regulations on canister size or capsaicinoid concentration. New York and Massachusetts have particular guidelines. Always verify local statutes before purchase. It stops threats without permanent injury. Creates distance. Enables escape. Non-lethal. In the moment, highly effective. GTFO wrist strap. Number 4 stays on your body at all times. The GTFO wrist strap. Spring-loaded center punch. Disguised as a paracord bracelet. Trigger pressure. 8 pounds. You've driven into water. Cars sinking. Pressure differential makes doors inoperable. 60 seconds before full submersion. You press the GTFO against the side window. Trigger the spring. Tungsten carbide punch fires at 40 pounds per square inch. Glass explodes outward. You swim free. Or you're in a fire. Electrical systems dead. Windows sealed. This tool is on your wrist. Always accessible. Always ready. You get an exit in under 1 second. Requires 0 strength. 0 leverage. Works when you're disoriented, injured, or oxygen deprived. This is the item law enforcement buys for personal vehicles. The one they want when they're not on duty. Legal to own. Purpose-built for escape. Survival engineering at its peak. SOG escape knife. Top 3. Number 3 is purpose-built for extraction and rescue. The SOG escape knife. Spring-loaded glass breaker. Integrated seatbelt cutter. Partially serrated rescue blade. Glass-filled nylon handle. First responder at a collision scene. Victim trapped. Seatbelt mechanism jammed. Door frame collapsed. You cut the belt with the spine-mounted cutter. Shatter the rear window with the pommel punch. Use the blade to cut away airbag material and twisted metal. Extract the victim before fire spreads to the cabin. Or, you're the one trapped. This knife is in your glove box. Always within reach. You cut yourself free. Break the glass. Crawl out of what was about to become a life-threatening situation. Combines cutting, prying, and breaching. Built for chaos. For moments when improvisation fails and you need guaranteed function. Legal to own and carry in vehicles in most jurisdictions. It's a rescue tool, not a combat knife. Know the difference. Amazon Basics Emergency Seatbelt Cutter and Window Hammer. Number 2. The budget option that saved more lives than almost anything else on this list. Amazon Basics Emergency Seatbelt Cutter and Window Hammer. Spring-loaded hardened steel punch. Recessed razor blade. Costs less than $10. Most drowning deaths in submerged vehicles occur because occupants can't escape. Seatbelt mechanism jammed. Electric windows failed. Water pressure makes doors impossible to open. You crash into a canal. Water flooding the cabin. You grab this from your center console. Cut your seatbelt in one motion. Strike the window with the punch. Glass shatters. You escape before the cabin's fully submerged. Your kids are in the back. You cut their belts. Break their windows. Get them out. Everyone survives. Pure mechanical function. No batteries. No electronics. No failure points. When everything else stops working, this works. Legal everywhere. Costs less than lunch. If you don't have one within arm's reach of your driver's seat, you're taking unnecessary risks with your safety and the safety of everyone you transport. Rescue ME Vehicle Escape Tool. Number 1. The single most critical piece of safety equipment you can own. The Rescue Me. Smaller than your thumb. Clips to your keychain or visor. Spring-loaded blade. Automatic glass breaker. Featured by AAA, NFPA, and rescue organizations globally. This tool has verifiably saved hundreds of documented lives. You're inverted in a rolled vehicle. Disoriented. Smoke filling the cabin. Seatbelt locked against your chest. You grab the rescue me. Slice through the belt in 0.3 seconds. Press the spring-loaded tip against the side window. It fires automatically on contact. No button to push, no activation sequence, just pressure. The punch deploys. Glass shatters. You're out in under 5 seconds total. Or you're underwater. Trapped. Panicking. Vision narrowing. No air left. This tool is clipped to your visor. Right there. Always accessible even in zero visibility. You use it, you survive. It eliminates the 2 leading causes of death: in-vehicle entrapment, seatbelt restraint, and window failure. Spring-loaded mechanism means it functions even if you're weak, injured, or losing consciousness. It's so small there is no excuse not to have it within 6 inches of your ignition every time you drive. Completely legal in all jurisdictions. Costs less than $15. Could save your life. Could save your spouse. Could save your children. This is number 1 for a reason. 17 items. All legal. All available right now. These tools exist because emergencies are real. You don't choose when your car goes into the water, when it catches fire, when someone threatens you in a way you didn't predict, but you do choose whether you're prepared. Most people aren't. They assume it'll never happen. And for most, it won't. But for the ones where it does, the ones who didn't prepare, they don't get a second chance. Check your glove box right now. Check your center console. Check your visor. If you don't have at least 3 of these items, you may not be as prepared as you think. Which one of these do you think should be mandatory safety equipment? Let me know in the comments. Get the tools. Learn how to use them. Keep them accessible. Hope you never need them. But if you do, you'll be ready. Stay safe out there.